Hi friends, it's Dave from Southgate Imaging. Today is setup and string change day. I'm working on a Yamaha LL6 that had elixirs on it, stock elixirs, I believe, and they're being replaced. I'm going to do a quick cleanup and setup on a guitar, so I'll just jump through the steps on that. And then we're going to do the string replacements. First time I used the Martin Retros nickels. I've used Ordidio nickels before, and I really like them. So we'll see how this goes. So this morning I'm working on a Yamaha LL6. The LL6s are solid Engelmann spruce top and laminate rosewood back and side. Beautiful guitar, nice high-end guitar. Nice 1 3/4 inch fingerboard on them. Nice Yamaha tuners. So I've had this guitar for a while, and I've kind of noted that on the action. So basically, when we go through a setup, you want to look at the relief in the neck. You want to look at the nut height, and then you want to look at the saddle to see how your action is going to be at the 12th fret is really what you're looking for. And I could measure it, but I've done this a lot, and I know where I've got to be. So the nut has been fine. I know that. Right now, we're coming out of winter, and you're going to find that a lot of times your action kind of goes down in the winter, and it will rise in the summer when your guitar absorbs more moisture. And I can see that's going to be the case right now. So really, my plan is just to do about a quarter turn adjustment on the truss rod, and then I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I prefer to go slow rather than fast and just do the easy things first. And I think this will have this thing playing good. I'm really curious how these will look, or how these will work for me. So the Martin Retros, I haven't used these before. I've used their nickel strings, and I've used their Didio ones. I really like those. So the tools for the project, it's all laid out here really. The strings, truss rod, adjusting bolt, Allen key, my string winders and string cutter. I'm going to polish the frets, so I'm going to use the masking tape to mask those off. I've switched from steel wool to these nail files. I find them much better to do the frets, and then I use the Dunlop 65 fretboard conditioner, lemon oil. So that's pretty much all I expect to be using today. It's the first time I've been into this guitar, but I think that's where we're going to end up. So before I start, I just want to show you how I check the truss rod adjustment and how much relief is in the neck. So I basically capo on the 1st fret, and then I'll hold down the string on the 12th or 14th. Then I'll slide. You really should use a feeler gauge. This is what I do. I got a business card here, and look, you'll see there's plenty of room for that. A business card is about the relief I want. You go down, and it's just a little tight down there, and it's just a little bit there. So I'm thinking about a quarter of a turn on the truss rod will probably be good for this. So that's what I'm going to go with. The nice thing about this adjustment is you find it, if it's too low or not enough relief and you get buzzing, you just back it off a bit. But I'm going to be into it now, so this is why I'm going to do it. The nut height, basically I test like this, and I'm just looking for how much room is between the 1st fret and the strings with the pressing down on the 3rd fret. And this one is just fine. You can check for when you're evaluating a used guitar, you should always look for fret wear. And underneath the frets, you just pull the fret away. And the worst frets are always 1st, 2nd, 3rd fret, all the cowboy chords. And these are very little wear. But I'm just going to polish them up lightly just to clean them up and get the corrosion out. The action on the on the 12th fret looks to be about right to me. With a little bit of the truss rod, this will go down anyway. I'm just going to leave it there. I think that will be fine on this guitar. It plays pretty good the way it is. So I think just a touch on the truss rod, a little flatter, and I think it'll be good. Okay, so strings are off. Next thing I'll do, I'll just tighten down these nuts just a touch. They usually loosen up a little bit. It's good to get those done. And just basically start taping off the frets and start polishing them up a little bit. And keep moving along. So frets are polished up. I love these little fret files. I usually use nail files, really. I usually use like a 5 and a 7 or something. 5 just to kind of clean them, and 7 to come out. If you notice, there's just a few little marks right here, and they'll all disappear with this. And I just move my masking tape down to the end. So I'll start that process now. Okay, so the frets are polished up. They get a little grungy after a year or two, and these were. Let's pop the truss rod bolts right there, and I'm going to do about a quarter of a turn. There was really no pressure on that truss rod when I just turned it. There. So that was a little more than I thought I was going to do, but the truss rod was in a neutral position. There was no pressure on it. So I just turn it until you feel the pressure, and then just snug it up over there. That should have the action where I want it. If not, I can always loosen it up with the new strings on, but I think that's going to be good. When we get through that, you also want to do the bridge. Sometimes I take the saddle out. In this case, I'm not, because I know there's a pickup in here. Yeah, and I don't want to really get too much in there. So I'll just kind of go with that for now. And I can see it's drying in a lot, which tells me its fretboard's probably never been conditioned on this guitar. So this will probably be, I'll put it on, let it dry, and do like 2 applications, and that will really help dress up the guitar. It'll look better and protect the wood. So one thing I see already with these 3-packs, they come individual, like they're all individual strings, but the packs themselves aren't sealed. So like with EJ16s, Dordidio strings, you buy a 3-pack, there's 3 individual sealed packages inside the one. So these aren't going to last forever on the shelf. I go through a lot of strings usually anyway. It's not a problem, but it's just a small thing. So once you get your second coat of lemon oil on, just let it sit in, and then you just basically lightly rub it with a rag, and that kind of gets all the little nooks and crannies like that, covers everything up. And then the next step is just going to be replace the strings with the new the retros. One of the interesting things with these Martin Retro nickel copper strings is, if you look at them, they're all like, nickel, and they're silver. The strings that came off of this were 80/20 bronze, and you can see quite a difference in the color there. They look different in the wound strings. So the wound strings are the nickel. I've had really good luck with these before, the Dordidio, so I just thought I would try the Martins. So we'll see. They just look a little different when you put them on. Continue along here and get this thing strung up and tuned to pitch. Okay, so the strings are on, not tuned to pitch yet. The nickel looks interesting on it, I must say. On this guitar, at least, we got the kind of the abalone here, and it's silver. It kind of matches. It's not bad. I can live with it. So I'll. That sounds good. Let's see what it's going to strum like. Oh man, that Engelmann top is nice. So I'm happy with it. The truss rod adjustment I think was pretty much perfect. Um, I just have a touch of relief, which is what I was looking for. I had a little bit more than I wanted. Not like I said was fine, and the truss rod adjustment brought my action at the 12th fret down a smidge. So really, I think it's like perfectly set up right now. I really don't have any complaints. Strings look good. They take a while to get used to the nickel, the silver, all silver compared to the bronze, but that won't take long, I think. So that's it. So what I'll probably do is do a quick review of this, maybe in a few more days once the strings settle in, and just do a little bit more playing with it and record it on a better mic. I'm just using my wireless mics right now. So that's it. So if you enjoyed the content, remember to like, subscribe, and any questions, setup questions I can generally help people with. I've been doing these a long time. My approach has always been go slow. Don't change more than one thing at once if you don't have to. Anyway, that's my approach. Anyway, have a great day, folks.